Hi guys, let's talk about vulnerability. I've been working in the leadership space, speaking, coaching and writing for many years. And never have I seen a list of leadership attributes that includes vulnerability. It's rather seen as a weakness. Leaders need to be strong, knowledgeable and in control. Well, I think great leaders are leaders that have the ability to truly connect with their people. And according to Brene Brown, staying vulnerable is a risk leaders need to take if they want to stay connected. About 10 years ago, I left the hospital at 4 in the morning when my 3-month-old boy was battling some virus to fly to Johannesburg. I was scheduled to do a motivational team breakaway for a group of financial advisors. The day before, we buried one of my soulmates after he died unexpectedly of a bacterial infection. I wasn't in a good space emotionally. When I got to the venue, I found all the delegates already waiting in a conference room 1 hour before the session was meant to start. I was banking on that hour not only to set up in peace, but also to prepare myself emotionally to deliver on the expectations of the group. I made a decision in that moment to make myself vulnerable. Guys, I've left the hospital early this morning. My wife is still with our 4-month-old boy who is very ill. On top of that, we buried one of my best friends only yesterday after he died suddenly. If I can ask you to give me an hour just to set up and to prepare, it would be much appreciated, I asked him. An impressively well-dressed big African lady with an equally big voice got up, and with an air of unpretentious authority, she proclaimed that they will do no such thing. She turned to the group and declared that they will be singing in the conference room whilst I was setting up. If you've never heard a group of African people singing at full volume, you have a hole in your life that needs filling. The room was saturated with the sound of angels, and I had my back to them, but I wept freely. By the time my presentation and equipment was ready to proceed, I had my emotions intact and I told the group that I was ready to continue. "We are not ready to proceed," the same lady said. "We want to pray with you." And as if we were family, that the group made a tight circle around me like a big group hug, with their arms around me and their hands on my back and shoulders. They prayed as if it was their child in hospital, as if they have lost their friend. When they were done praying, I felt as if I was standing on the shoulders of a giant, ready to take on the world. You know, that session was probably one of the best I have ever presented. And I received more than anyone who came to me for motivation and direction. Good leaders know when to hide their fears, and that is when their followers need courage. And they know when to be vulnerable, when their followers need to know that they are also human. Nothing beats authenticity, and to be vulnerable also means to be brave. According to the American poet Chris Jamie, to share your weakness is to make yourself vulnerable. And to make yourself vulnerable is to show your strength. Until next time, God bless.